Hi folks, how's it going? Welcome to another video. It's going to be games I recently completed video. So this is going to be the first one since I think it was about February. So yeah, it's been a few months, and actually surprisingly, I've not actually completed like that many games. I've been replaying games quite often and like playing a lot of like WWE 2K23. So yeah, I'm doing a lot of that. So yeah, like I said, it's just not as much as I would have hoped. So yeah, I did beat The Lost World Jurassic Park on PS1, which I'm not going to talk about that in this video. I've done a separate video on that, a quick review. So I enjoyed that game. It was tough, but I enjoyed it. That's probably one of the main games I beat because it was a game from my childhood and I've always wanted to beat it. So yeah, we'll get on with this, shall we? I've actually been playing quite a lot of racing games. So if you're not into racing games, I'll leave the racing games to the end of the video. So we can just, you can skip that part of the video if you're not interested in racing games. So I know everyone's not interested in racing games, just like everyone's not interested in sports games. So yeah, I've given up on a few games as well, which I'll mention quickly. First one is Silent Bomber for PS1. And I always wanted to play for this game at some point because it did seem like really, really interesting. Dropping bombs and keeping your distance and then detonating them, kind of like Bomberman in a way. But you've got like timed bombs. You can like set them off whenever you want in this game. I know in Bomberman you do get a power up. You can self detonate the bombs, but yeah, mostly just they go off on their own kind of thing. So yeah, like I really wanted to get into this, and I was enjoying it at the beginning. I think the music's like pretty decent. Environments are, I don't know, for me the environments are quite repetitive. There's not really like too, much difference between them. Like kind of like in like labs and like robotic kind of like areas and things. I don't know. For me, the environments get old like quite quickly. Uh, yeah, the thing for me about this game gets really, really frustrating, and I do feel like the gameplay is fun for a little while, but I do think it does get like a little bit repetitive. You're not really doing like too much, just dropping a load of bombs and like blowing stuff up, and 'cause it's fun for a little while, but yeah, but that's not the reason why I gave up on it. The reason why is just because it gets really frustrating. I got to like mission 11, 10 or 11, I think it was, and I just couldn't be bothered. I was getting so blooming annoyed at this game. Um, there was like a really annoying mission as well. I think it was either mission 5 or 6, maybe you had to like defend somebody, and they were just getting bombarded with bombs. You had to like defend the guy, and kind of like his like ship. You had to like defend that his like spaceship thing. But that was so bloody annoying. I died like 3 or 4 times because he kept getting like blown up. Or the ship kept getting blown up, and that obviously results in a mission fail. So I had to keep going back to the beginning of the level, and it was just getting really, really annoying. But yeah, like I say, it's fun for a while, but I just couldn't, I just couldn't tolerate it in the end. I just thought it was too annoying. Yeah, like I say, I've not given up full in it, but I've not played it for about 2 weeks, and I don't really have the urge to play it again. Another one I gave up on was Unreal Tournament. So yeah, I wanted to give this one a try because I did like Quake 3 Revolution on the PS2. Thought it was quite a fun arena, fast-paced arena first-person shooter, which is pretty much what this is. But I don't know, something about this just doesn't feel great to me. I just think it's quite dated. Like, I know it's an early release like PS2 game, just like Quake 3 was. But I don't know, I just remember Quake 3 being really fun, and this just, I don't know, I just didn't really like this one too much. Um, yeah, I don't know, it just wasn't my cup of tea. I know these games probably work a lot better on like PC. I know these games are very popular on PC. But yeah, I just couldn't tolerate it. I think I played about what 4 or 5 like missions. It wasn't like too challenging. I think I played it on normal. It was like a decent challenge. It wasn't really that tough. And I just found it boring. I don't know. I just couldn't really get into it. So again, just quickly gave up on it. There was also a racing game I gave up on, but again, I'll save that for the racing games. So I'm counting this one as a replay. Um, Streets of Rage 4, the anniversary edition, which I got like months ago now, probably. So yeah, basically it's the new characters. I played for the game as all the characters, and ended up getting all the trophies for the anniversary edition for the Mr. X Nightmare DLC. I got all the trophies for that. The survival mode was quite fun. It's basically like a new mode. You have to like survive as long as you can. and depending on how far you go in the survival mode, you like get experience for each character, and you can actually learn new moves for every single character in the game, which I thought was really bloody cool. I really liked that. That was awesome. And you can unlock Rue in this game as well if you like use a password. I was like, how the hell do you unlock Rue? 'Cause I know Rue was in the game. I was like, how the hell do you unlock him? Did somebody mod the game or something? But no, you have to insert like a password, which I think that's what you have to do in like Streets of Rage 3 as well. You have to insert a password after you beat the game to unlock Rue, I believe. I mean, Rue's not a great character, but it's fun playing as a kangaroo. I'm not gonna lie, just not my kind of like fighting style, but he is, he's got charm as Rue. So yeah, just a hell of a lot of fun. I liked the new characters, Max, Estelle, and Shiva. Favorite character was Shiva. Shiva was a hell of a lot of fun. Like he was so easy to do combos for. Like he was very very good. I liked Max as well. It's not my kind of playing style. He's quite slow, and I just prefer like faster characters. Estelle was fun as well. Not quite as fun as I thought she was going to be. I thought she was quite sluggish. Like not quite as slow as Max, but she was still kind of slow. Um, I don't know, maybe it's just because I played as Shiva, and Shiva just seemed really fast and so easy to do combos for. So yeah, Shiva was my favourite, then Estelle, then Max. But I really enjoyed playing through as other characters. It was great, and like I say, survival mode was very addictive, very very fun. So yeah, we'll go on to the last game, but it's not a racing game, and it is Forgotten Realms Demon Stone for PS2, which was another game I've always wanted to like get into. 'Cause it did seem quite decent. So I guess the way I can describe this is probably like Lord of the Rings, like the game. Was it, what was the one I played? Two Towers, I think it was the one I played. It was kind of like that. Like a 3D action game, I guess. Very very similar as well because you're fighting like orcs and things, like big like troll kind of creatures. So it's very like similar to that. I guess like a low budget, like Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers. 'Cause I do still like this game, but it does feel like the Two Towers, but not as good. There's even like a part where you have to like defend like a bridge kind of thing, like kick down ladders and things. So it is very similar to the Two Towers in that way. But yeah, I thought this game was okay. Like it's a little bit repetitive. It's a very short game. You can beat it in about 5 or 6 hours. It's not like a long game. It didn't like overstay its welcome, but it's not like a game I could play for like over an hour, like maybe like an hour at a time, and that was probably it. Like, I did like the three characters. I thought they were okay. Like they don't really like each other, but as the game goes on, they kind of like each other a little bit more. So that was quite interesting. They've got their different like fighting styles and things. I quite like playing as the mage guy. Um, is he? I think it's him. Is he the mage guy? No, he's the mage guy. Uh, um, I thought he was like the sword guy in the game. The guy with the long hair. I thought he was the mage. I don't know, that's throwing me off. But yeah, it was like it had some annoying parts. Like it had like a really annoying like stealth section. I think you're going through a swamp and you have to be stealthy because these kind of like, I guess, kind of like Medusa kind of like enemies. They were annoying because you got detected and it wasn't like an instant like game over ending, but it might as well have been because they just like summon like tons of enemies, so you did have to be stealthy. I just thought it was kind of annoying to like hide in the shadows. I just felt you had to be really bloody quick getting from shadow to shadow. There's like annoying like circle area. You have to like just fight tons and tons of enemies and stuff. It was just a little bit repetitive and annoying. I had to do that like 2 or 3 times, so I kept dying. There's a fight with a dragon near the end, which it was okay. Like it was a little bit like it was a bit finicky. The hell was that? A bit of grass. Sorry guys, I've been cutting the grass. Maybe I've got bits of grass on me. I felt something tickling my cheek. Thought it was a spider or something. But yeah, that was a little bit annoying. And the final boss wasn't like too difficult either. It was just a little bit like finicky. So I'm in what 10 levels apparently. I thought it was a little bit more than that, but yeah, 10 levels. Not really like too long each level. Yeah, it was okay. Like I say, I probably like a 6 out of 10 like kind of game. I think it was okay. Would I play through it again? Yeah, Probably not, but yeah, I wouldn't. I would, I would never say never. But I'd rather play the Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers. That was a very fun game. And so yeah, that is it, guys. That is it. On to the racing games now. So I gave up on one, and that was V Rally. So yeah, I always remember like V Rally like just being like really really fun. Like, but yeah, it's a fun little series, fun little racing series, along with the Colin McRae games as well. I was actually going to play Colin McRae Rally 1 on the PS1, because again, I've just played it a little bit. I've not really, like, got too far into the game. But yeah, I chose V Rally instead, and this game just. This game's not aged well. This game's pretty bad. I think this game's pretty bad. I just feel like the handling is really, really shocking in this game. It's so blooming bad. It's so difficult to control your car. The slightest bump and you just go absolutely flying. The physics are like totally off. Just not a good time. I just didn't have a good time this game. I kept finishing last. I was like 30 seconds behind, and I think the best time I got was like finishing last, but I was 28 seconds behind or something. I did improve like slightly, but yeah, this game just feels so bloody like awkward, so terrible to control. So yeah, we're getting rid of this game. I don't like this game. I've got no nostalgia for this game either. This was something I got out of a charity shop like years ago. It should have probably stayed there. So yeah, that didn't like cure my itch. I still had that itch for a rally game. I was getting, I did play Colin McRae Rally, but again, I thought, you know what, I'll try the second game, because I remember this one being quite fun when I was young. V Rally 2. And I've got to say, massive improvement. Like, how could they improve like so much? Yeah, this is very, very fun. Pretty good soundtrack as well in this game. Although when you're racing it does get a little bit repetitive, like having to hear the same songs. There's only like 8 songs in the game. I think each song only lasts like a minute or something. So you hear like the same songs over and over again. Like every race you hear about 2 or 3 songs. So you get through the songs quite quick. But they're fun for a little while. But yeah, this was just a really, really fun game. I loved the environments. The cars control a hell of a lot better. Pretty decent selection of cars and tracks. And basically beat the championship and like the tourist trophy thing. I did it on like the hardest difficulty, but I did save scum. So yeah, I beat them on normal first of all without save scumming, and it wasn't too difficult. And then the level up above that, I can't remember the names. I think it was like expert and professional. I'm guessing expert will be the third difficulty, right, and then professional will be the fourth, I think. I don't know, I'm not convinced. Well, I'll say like the third difficulty, the one up from normal. I beat it on the third difficulty just. It was very, very close. Didn't save scum. And then I beat it on, played through it on the fourth difficulty, the hardest difficulty, and it was just so bloody difficult. You have to be like so accurate to like do some of these races. Sometimes I thought I had like an almost perfect like run, and I was still ended up being like 2 or 3 seconds behind at the end. I was like, how the hell could I like do that any better? So yeah, I just feel like some tracks are harder than others. Like Finland was tough, Italy was tough. I think Argentina and Portugal were quite tough. Yeah, just some tracks just seemed a lot more difficult than others, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, I got to a stage where I was like, I'm never gonna do this. So basically, what I did was I kept doing like the races, and if I got like a decent like time, a decent like final position, I would just like save the game. And then if I like messed up in the next race, I'll just like quit the game and just reload my save. Because I wanted to unlock the other cars and things. Because like other cars you can unlock, like unlock like an Audi, like an old Lancia and things. I wanted to unlock some of these other cars. So yeah, I beat it on professional, but I did save scum. So I did the World Championship and the Tourist Trophy races, and the arcade mode as well. The arcade mode was quite tough. But yeah, I enjoyed this game. I thought it was very, very fun. Like the weather effects, like the snow looks really, really good. The only thing about the snow levels is sometimes I thought it was hard to see the corners because it's it's an old PS1 game. Sometimes it like the track kind of like blended into like the sides because the snow is like hard to like tell where you're going. But visually for a PS1 game, I think it looked quite nice. We say the good selection of cars. I used this one mostly. Like that's what I tend to do with games. Like go with the car that's on the front cover because usually that tends to be the car that's probably the best one because like the featured car. But I did use the other cars like the Subaru Impreza, the Mitsubishi Lancer, and the Seat Ibiza, I think it's called. So yeah, I did try on the Ford Focus. I used like most of the cars in the game. I used the Hyundai and the Skoda, but I didn't get on well with them. I think they're kind of like the jobber cars, but probably beat it on like the easiest mode with them. But yeah, I still had a good time. I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. It was a solid racing game. Very very fun. Really surprised how much they improved over the first. I need to play some of the more like the VRAL games because I remember picking up the third game on PS2 like a second hand shop, but it didn't work because the disc was scratched. I think there's a fourth game on PS4. I think they like missed like a whole generation like PS3, but I'm sure there's a fourth one, maybe even a fifth. So pick them up. Um, so yeah, we'll get on to the last two. The second last one is Auto Modelista, which the name alone just sounds awesome. Really really cool. So yeah, basically what it says is a shell, a shell, a cell shaded graphics racing game. So like a racing game with like comic book style graphics. And yeah, I always wanted to give this one a try again. Another game I've had for like years. Remember getting it cheap, but just never really like properly getting into the game. And yeah, overall I think this game's like okay. Like I thought it was going to be better than it actually was. Like it was really fun at first. I just think the game looks very very like pretty. It's like the kind of game like graphical wise just doesn't it doesn't seem to age because of the old like comic book style. It still looks like amazing. Even to this day, it's the kind of art style it is. A decent selection of cars. All of them, to be honest, they don't really seem like much different. All of them seem to control and like act like quite similar. You're just going for like the visual effect, I think. I don't know, maybe I could be wrong. Another problem I had with this game was like there's only like 6 or 7 tracks, so I don't know, it's very lacking in content. That's the problem with this game. It's very lacking in content. And like the amount of money you have to pay for this game now, I think this is like a £20 game. The last time I checked, it's went up in like value. I think I only got this for like £4 or £5 maybe back in the day, so I'm kind of lucky. It's definitely not worth 20. It's very very short. You can beat it in like 4 or 5 hours. Very very short game. Like you can add like customization to your cars, add like racing stripes and things. It's quite quite simple in that regard. But you can like create your own like images and things if you're feeling like artistic. But I'm not. I'm just not good at drawing things. But yeah, you can like draw your own patterns, and that's got like an in-game like paint thing you can use to like draw your own graphics. So if you want to do that, feel free to do that. Time consuming probably, but yeah, you can do that. But other things like the racing stripes and that are quite limited. And yeah, like difficulty wise, it wasn't like too challenging. I had a few like challenging like tracks, but some of the tracks have like a lot of like bends and things are kind of annoying because I just feel like sometimes the computer just seems to control their car better than you. Because I feel like in this game the cars are quite heavy. They're like tanks. Like trying to get around the corner, it takes a little bit of getting used to because it just feels very heavy. Especially after playing games like V-Rally, which are quite slidey because being a rally game. But yeah, overall I think this it's okay. It's like a 6 out of 10 game. It's nothing like special, but for the graphics alone, I think it's very it's very stylish, I'll say, and it's fun for a little while. But I just wish you had like more content, like maybe like more cars, and like definitely more tracks, like 6 or 7 tracks for PS2 racing games. It's not good. Considering you got like racing games on PS1, I've got like double that or even triple that, you know. And the last game I played, and this was just an absolute blast. Micro Machines V4. I was going to say V Rally 4. But yeah, this game was an absolute blast. Like, I love these like Micro Machine style games. I just feel like they're just a lot of fun. Very challenging, most of them, but a lot of fun. And overall, I would say this is probably like one of the easier like Micro Machine games. Like, I think it's easier than the PS1 game, definitely. I don't know, was it? Now I think like the game Mashed on PS2. That's probably easier than this probably. So I think that other like micro machines like base games like Circuit Breakers is more difficult in my opinion. That Micromaniacs I think it's called. That's harder in my opinion as well. But yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Like a lot of different cars, a lot of great environments. You know, these Micro Machine games have got amazing environments, going across like snooker tables and things, going through gardens, across like kitchens and things. There's like a swimming pool as well. You can like go like around the swimming pool. You can hear like people like in the swimming pool. Like the sounds very very good. You know that echoey. It's kind of like the sounds kind of like echoing things. You know that sound you get in a swimming pool where all the voices and things sound echoey. Like very very cool. There's even like I think it's like a nursery, like level, and you can hear like kids and that laughing and stuff in the background. Like a lot of like very cool like sound effects in this game to go along with the amazingly designed tracks. Just a very very fun game. I think it's got 700 odd cars as well you can collect. I beat all the levels on like normal difficulty, and I think I unlocked about 200 odd. So I don't know how you unlock the other 700. Maybe it's just like random the ones you unlock. But yeah, just I had a lot of fun, cool power ups, very fun gameplay, good challenge, not too hard but not too easy either. It's probably just about right. Some take me like many attempts to do, some take me like just a couple of attempts, and some I can do like first time, but to be honest, not many. You have to like try and get used to like the tracks and things. But yeah, just a lot of fun. Definitely recommend this one. Probably my favourite of like the Micro Machines like style games. I just think this one's a lot of fun, and I beat it. And like Micro Machines V3, which I tried on PS1 like years ago, I can't get too far in that game because it's so bloody hard. And I like how this, like most of them are just like single events. There's like a few like tournaments and things, but most of the events are like single events, so you can like progress easy just by beating one event. Micro Machines V3 on PS1, you have to like beat like tournaments. You have to like do like 3 or 4 like races in a row, and you have to like finish like first or second, I believe, to like progress to the next race. And you only get like a few lives, and it's just really hard. So yeah, definitely prefer this one. I'd definitely recommend that one. So yeah, guys, that is it. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Again, not as many games I would have liked. Again, like WWE, and that's taking up too much of my time. Just really enjoying playing WWE 2K23. I think it's just such an addictive, fun wrestling game. I've been playing it online as well, and getting my ass whooped, but it's all great fun. But yeah, anyway, guys, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you've been playing recently. I may or may not have an unboxing video for you, like in the next couple of days, maybe even tomorrow, of a game I've finally just caved in and bought for the PS4. And I'll give you some hints. It's one of my favourite game series of all time. And I've had the urge to play this game. I've been dying to play it. And yeah, it's just amazing. It's just my kind of game. It's something I know I'm going to absolutely love and I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to play through the game multiple times and probably end up getting the Platinum Trophy. And yeah, just doing crazy challenges with the game. Because I'm sure they'll have like crazy trophies like beat the game without like using healing items and things. So I wonder what game it could be. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Catch you all later.